What's up, Dub Nation? Hello, YouTubers. This is Poor Man's Commish, your Warriors credentialed insider who is currently in LA. I'm about to go to Phoenix Tuesday morning to catch up with the team. Golden State was in LA practice. You can see all the, dozen or so videos that I put up on the channel. And meanwhile, Klay, if you haven't heard already, is in Santa Cruz practicing with the G League team there. He's not going to play in any G League games as they're not playing until Friday, and the Golden State Warriors will be back at home by then. But please just listen to G League head coach Seth Cooper give the most awesome description of Klay scrimmaging with them. Here he is.
So what were these last few days like? Got to play around and just describe how it affected the vibe.
Yeah, obviously our guys were really excited to have him here. Anytime you get a guy who is one of the 75 best players in NBA history, it's great to have him out there. And he jumped in the first drill yesterday. We were doing kind of a driving kick shooting, and I think he made his first 18 shots. So right away you can see the level that he brings, but he was great, jumping in everything today practice-wise. Yesterday we did more of a scrimmage and all the drills, all the defensive drills, and he's out there really getting after it. I mean, that only helps our guys to, one, see that and see how good he is and how serious he takes it, but to be around him and compete with him.
So, we've talked through it. What is he working on? Is it mostly stamina because he's been away for so long? How does that play into him getting back up to the big team?
Yeah, as you said, stamina, but it's really just what goes with every day. And so for him yesterday, we did a full scrimmage, and for him to go through that, then to go through a full practice today, go through another scrimmage tomorrow. I think it's just getting used to, again, going every day. And he's obviously been doing a ton of individual stuff, drill stuff, but they want him to go through a full practice today as he builds back, getting a little bit more on a normal schedule that he'll be on. So that was really the purpose of that. And he wanted to jump in and do everything the team did. And so that was great to have him out there doing that. But yeah, it's building up the stamina, the conditioning, and just going through a regular kind of couple days in a row like he will hopefully soon.
You have to have him kind of, because he's answered to get back out there. So is there anything you have to do to kind of, hey, take a step back, play, relax? You have to do any of that because he's going all out.
Yeah, no, he was cleared for full go. So everything we did was full 100%. He was going. There was no holding him back. I mean, he was live in the scrimmage. He was live today in practice. He was totally live. So there was no pulling back. It was just really letting him go and letting him experience playing all out. And he did that, and he looked really good doing that.
Is there any
specific sort of guidance from Steve Kerr or the Warriors brass on any tweaking in practice or anything that they wanted Klay to go through?
Steve asked for us to just put in a couple of the sets and plays, and the good thing is we run the exact same things they do, but just to put in a couple things for him to learn that are new. So a couple of the things the Warriors have run in the last 2 years they weren't running before. So we went through those 5-on-0. We repped those. Steve gave us some ATOs to run for him, just for him to kind of do the same things he'll be doing when he gets back to playing. So we did that, and then Rick was here, and Rick kind of outlined the progression of how we wanted the scrimmage to go, just to get him the right load and to really optimize that so he could go as hard as he could the whole time, given some, on rest that we did with that yesterday.
Today or yes?
Rick's been here the whole time, so he's here today, yesterday, and he'll be here again tomorrow. I think that's where Klay's really unique. I think that's where Draymond Green and Steph Curry are really unique. Their ability to just kind of blend in with everybody. And you see that with the Warriors, how they interact with the staff, other players, and everyone around them. But Klay jumped in here and really just was, if you didn't know who he was and you were from the outside, it would seem like he was just another guy. Obviously very, very good at basketball, very talented. You can see that when you just watch, but he blended right in and did a great job just being in practice and just kind of being like one of the guys out there.
Is he going to actually play with the team?
I know the plan is right now he's just going to be here for practices and scrimmages, and then we'll take it from there. But for right now, This week we had a big break where we were going to have some really good practices. We were going to have some scrimmages that we treated as much like a game as we could. We had refs, we had scores table, we had official timeouts, we shot free throws. We did everything like a normal game, and so he competed in that. Yesterday, we'll do that again tomorrow, and that's where we're at right now with them.
What was his stamina like? Nothing to do.
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, he looked really good. He jumped out and made. I was coaching the other team, which is what it is. But he came out and he made 4 or 5 shots right away, and we called a timeout and told our guys we didn't think we needed a scouting report, but that number 11 can really shoot. And you just forget like how big he is and how quick he gets shots off. Right, for our guys to have to guard that. And they got better with it, closing him hard, being there on the catch. But for his stamina, he looks good right now with where he's at. I mean, I think everything he's done here has been really good, and he's been great, and he's looked really good, and he'll continue to build that up. I'm sure it's for him, it's not where he wants to be, but I think he's in a really good spot. We did a whole bunch of different. We'd be 2 minutes on, we did 3 minutes on, so we did a bunch of quarters, and really also to work on ending quarter situations. So we did it some 2 minutes, some 3 minutes, some 4 minutes with 3 minutes in between. We only had 10 guys anyway, so it wasn't like we could play. If we would have had more guys, we could have played in a full game, but with only having 10, we couldn't just play 48 minutes straight. So we did a bunch of 2, 3, and 4 minutes, where then we would take a 3-minute break, like kind of like a quarter huddle, and then do another 2, 3, or 4 minutes, and we just kind of mixed and matched it from there.
And what about his defense? I mean, we know he can score. Has there been anything like that? Does he appear to be favoring anything, or does he appear to be right on track in terms of his defensive abilities?
I think he looks really good. I know that's a thing that he wants to keep working on. As he said, he's been guarding Leandro Barbosa, which is going to give him the best possible setup as he could. But we have some guys here that are pretty quick, can score off the dribble, and he guarded them. Doesn't look like he's favoring anything. I know, his expectation and his bar for himself is so high, but I think he's right where he needs to be, and I have no doubt that when he gets back in, he'll look really good defensively as well.
With regards to the Achilles injury, how is his explosiveness? Like lateral movements, off the standstill. In your opinion, how does he look as far as the first step? Is there anything lost there from what you've seen in the past?
He looks really good to me, and I think his ability to shoot, you have to close out to him so hard that when he's getting by guys. He started off today with a big dunk. When we did a 3-on-2, 2-on-1 drill, and he caught a pass on the break and went up and dunked it. So, no, to me, he's looking really, really good, and I think we'll be really excited when he first is ready to play. I expect him to play really, really well, like Klay Thompson kind of always has.
And there's like levels to the level of talent coming through the G League, even up to the NBA. You kind of made a comment about like if you didn't know who Klay was. If that was the case, just watching him scrimmage today, like is he the clear-cut #1 pick in this gym today? If you didn't know what he's capable of or who he is.
I would want Klay Thompson on my team if we were playing today. Yes, that would be my answer.
I'd rather coach the other team.
I don't know exactly how that worked out. I got to work on that. I got to talk to my general manager for that one.
Was there any one shot or one play where you catch yourself thinking, okay, that's a play I don't see in the G?
Yeah, right away we played, and Axel Tupon was on his team, and Axel obviously has a lot of experience playing in the NBA, playing internationally, playing in FIBA and all of that, and Klay kind of drove and kicked it out, and Axel set a pin in for him, and he went flying off of it to the corner, and just like his release, obviously with his size, like he caught that, and that ball was going so quick, and the second he shot it, you just like really expected it to go in. He made it, and it looked, it's those types of plays that you see, and you can start envisioning him playing with Draymond and Wiggins and Steph and all those guys that they have there, that you start to get excited, but you could feel that being like that's an NBA player. That's a high level NBA player right there.
That's important part for you to take it.
He did not take his boat. He actually had talked to me about that like a month ago. He's like, man, I want to change up the scenery. And, for him being 2 years where he's been doing this every day at Chase Center, as you guys could imagine, it'd be exciting to go be somewhere different. I know, like, he's went and worked out in Oakland at the old facility, like, just to change it up. But he told me, he's like, yeah, if we can get out early enough and the weather's right, I'll take my boat down. It'd be great to see the coast from that. He didn't do that. He's talked to me about going and doing a little bodyboarding at the beach, and he said, the surfers don't like that, but he could get his body, go on social media and get a bunch of guys out there to bodyboard with him. So he's embraced it just like, he would, and he's been great down here. But I don't think he has the boat down here at this time.
He brings it on.
I do not know that. I don't know that.
Can you offer any sense of sort of his mood? I mean, the other night, as you probably read, he kind of sat on the bench after the game and was kind of emotional for a while. And obviously, like you said, it's been a crazy long stretch. But just being down here playing for a few days, do you see a spirit, or how would you gauge sort of his demeanor?
Yeah, I think there's a great spirit and excitement. He seems, been very happy to be down here to play, to be a part of a team for however long that is. I think you can see he's ready. Like, I can only imagine being out that long and being as good as he is and the competitor that he is, that Draymond and Steph spoke about. I'm sure he's ready to have it be a real game. Like, I'm sure, he would have loved to play the Clippers or play Phoenix coming up here, like 100%. But you can see he's excited about that, and he's been great here and really happy to be out there and playing. So I think it's just, pushing through that last little bit as he, ends this journey, or as Draymond said, begins kind of the next journey.
The Warriors, right now, has Klay mentioned anything about that and how much that's, in his head about getting back in there?
He hasn't brought that up specifically. I know for him, winning championships is his number one motivation. And I think, he's sacrificed a lot through the years to do that. And that's what he's looking forward to. So the fact that the Warriors are doing well, I'm sure that leads to him wanting to be out there even more. And I know he'll want nothing more than to be ready for, the stretch run in the playoffs and playing those high leverage games that he has played so well in through the years.
Coach, has he said anything to you about kind of the Santa Cruz Warriors as an organization? Because he used to come down here quite a bit. Michael, his older brother, would play here for a few years. Just again, and talks about the Santa Cruz Warriors.
Yes, he referred to the banner 2 or 3 times in the days that he's been here that's up there that his brother was on the team that won. He has mentioned that maybe this year having a Thompson being in the building again would lead to another championship. So he speaks highly of coming and watching Mikey and that team win the championship in 2015, and he was here for that championship game. And so he said, he told me when I saw him a couple weeks ago when he mentioned possibly coming down here, he said the Thompsons have scored a lot of baskets in that building. So now there's even more baskets being scored by the Thompsons here. So yes, he does remember that, and I think has some fond memories of being in Santa Cruz. Obviously, his brother having a lot of success here.
Has he mentioned anyone to you on Santa Cruz that has kind of stood out to him?
No, he hasn't really talked about the players specifically, just how much he enjoyed being down here and competing. And yesterday we had a very lively scrimmage. It was competitive. It was a kind of a back and forth game, and he just said how much he enjoyed being back out here and playing and competing again.
What have the players said?
Yeah, obviously they get up for it. Like, for some of those guys guarding him is like, that's right. As you can imagine, that's something they want to take pride in. He's made some really tough shots where guys kind of throw their hands up, like, what more can I do? And that's how it works sometimes with guys like Klay Thompson. But they've obviously been really excited, and it's a great opportunity for them, and great opportunity for them too, because the Warriors front office coaches, they're watching the film on this, and just another opportunity for them to have people watching them play and to compete.
Kind of question with the game against Ignite, Jeff had a good game, kind of clutch hit those free throws. With Damian Lee seeing some family time, has there been any talk about Jeff headed San Francisco for any time? I know Chio's having a lot of success. Is that something that's been talked about from up top down?
I haven't heard anything specific. I know that's something they're always monitoring. They just, have such a deep, talented team. And with Jeff, it's, his ability here to come and play 35 minutes a night and keep getting better and developing. But I know that, that they like him. They've been watching him, and I'm sure they wouldn't be opposed to throwing him in a game if the opportunity was right. But I haven't been on any of those calls where they've talked about anything specific. And, that roster is really, really deep, and they have a lot of guys that can play. So that's kind of a luxury to have.
Now it's Klay. You definitely one more day with Klay, and then beyond that,
Yeah, I'm not sure after that. I know we'd originally scheduled it to be these 3 days before us leading up to our games Friday and Saturday, but he'll be here tomorrow. Then we'll kind of take it with that and Rick and the whole Golden State front office, training staff, coaching staff, the whole entire organization's just kind of putting a plan together. But I know, yeah, tomorrow he'll be here. Then they'll take it from there.